Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the CODcast, the greatest podcast in the history of goddamn mankind. I'm your host, Humble Dusty Smith. God damn it, thank you for joining me tonight. Love you guys so much. It's a pleasure to be able to perform for you guys tonight. Have a great show planned for you. Might be a short show, not sure yet. I guess we'll see what happens when I do the material. As you guys know, when the material's done, it's fucking done. That's the way it goes on this show. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did do much. Fucking hung out. I watched Eastbound and Down again. Talk about third time watching it. It's amazing how much our president is like a bougie rich version of the Eastbound and Down guy. Kenny Powers. But I see a little myself in Kenny Powers too. Like the old Dusty was more like Kenny Powers than the new Dusty. But what's up, Tonkara? How you doing? Winston she says, call to Dusty. Bernie is going to landslide the Democratic primary. I hope so. I've been seeing the polls looking real good. I'm jazzed about it. What up, Baron Von Noob? How you guys doing? I had sex with a Virgin Mary. Now it burns when I pee. Should go to the doctor about that. They got penicillin and shit. Modi bread. That's all that is. Yo, what's up, Imred? You guys ready to talk about some Jordan Peterson? Apparently he ain't doing too well. I'm going to try to talk about it in an empathetic way, sort of. Even though I know, like, a lot of you are not that empathetic about it. And I know a lot of you are skeptical, which you should be. Always be skeptical when you're dealing with con artists. But we're going to talk about it in a both an empathetic way and also a skeptical way. I think you can do both, right? And, Jesus, you can't moisturize your hair. Don't know what that means. What's wrong with my hair? My hair looks pretty good. Not too bad. I ain't hating on it. So, before I get started, as always, CODcast on Patreon. That's patreon.com/CODcast. We're down to $962. We're still way down. We lost like a couple hundred last week or whatever. What you gonna do? I'm doing the best I can. If you guys want to see me keep doing this show, if you guys want to see me do 2 shows a week, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Every little bit helps, even if it's only $1 or $2 a month. Whatever you could kick in really fucking helps. And a lot of it goes to my animal sanctuary where we rescue dogs and kittens. Cat's not 109. I think there's only one cat in here somewhere. Not really sure. We shut the door, locked them up because they were being kind of loud. And next week we'll have them on there again, Friday, if I make it. I missed last Friday's show because I took a sleeping pill and I was in a coma. Talking about a coma. Gonna talk about Jordan Peterson being in a coma. Man, I took one of Kelsey's prescription sleeping pills and I was fucking out like a light for like 24 hours. Woke up and missed my show, which sucked ass. So, sorry about that. But on the good news, I did get me some new headphones. Sort of, I got me these fucking earbuds. So no goddamn taped up Beats by Dre and shit. So moving on up to the east side, to the deluxe apartment in the sky. And also, I got my first sponsor ever, Vikings Lair. So they have like Viking stuff. I guess it's a company in Alaska that sells like Viking jewelry and printed hoodies, bracelets, sunglasses, wallet. They're going to send me one of these wallets out. I'm going to try it out and give you guys like a review on this wallet. Clocks, hoodies, hats, bracelets, boats. They got all kinds of shit, right? And since they're my first sponsor, you guys make sure you take care of them. Show them some love because they took a chance on me. Took a chance on me. So cool for them. I appreciate it. I'll be mentioning them probably a couple times throughout the show because, you know, why not? Got to show love to my sponsors so other people will sponsor the show. So be sure to hook them up. And as always, Super Chat. Lifeblood of the show, Super Chat. You guys know how it works. Little $ at the bottom of the goddamn chat. Click it. Donate $1, $2, $5, $20, $30, whatever you can afford. The more you donate, the more seriously I take your questions. So buy my love with the Super Chats. We got a couple already. And Aspect, usually the first one to Super Chat me. Thank you, Ann. Good to see you. Hey, Dusty. Sorry for the long absence. No forgiveness. Straight to execution. Just kidding. Love you, Ann. Overdrew my bank account, and I'm still catching up. That sucks, man. Like last year, like every year, they charge like several billion, like $20 billion in overdraft fees to people that don't have any fucking money. That is peak capitalism right there. Charging people money for not having money. What in the goddamn fuck? Still watching, loving the show. Much love to you, man. Glad to see you back. Some grumpy leftist gave me $9.99. Very generous, thank you. Brought it on himself. Can only hope someone will learn not to listen to him anymore. We're going to talk about a little bit about the hypocrisy of Jordan Peterson's message. But like I said, we're going to try to do it in a sort of empathetic way. We'll see how that goes. Kevin Sims, $4.99. Hey, Dusty. Hey, Kevin Sims. You are awesome. You are awesome, Kevin Sims. Please tell my friend Elizabeth Simpson that she is not an awesome opossum. Okay, Elizabeth Simpson, you are not an awesome opossum. But you're probably an awesome friend, I guess, because why would Kevin be friends with you if you're not awesome? Wouldn't make any sense. Anyway, more super chats, please, as the show goes on. Support the show. You guys rock. And before I get started the show, let's check the regular chat, see what you guys have to say there. Cut the Dusty, show the logo for the sponsor again. The logo for the sponsor again. This is it this one? I don't know. Hopefully it's not something bad. I don't imagine it is. Why would they be sponsoring this show if it was? But looks like an okay company. The guy message me seems nice. So cool. What else we got on here? What's going to talk about it? I'm thinking of rebranding the show and need your guys' opinions. I talked about this before, that the CODcast, to me, if no one knew what the fuck you were talking about, if you're like, hey, have you ever watched the CODcast? You're either going to think it's probably a Call of Duty podcast. And there's already a CODcast out there that's a Call of Duty podcast. Or you're probably going to think it's a podcast about fish, which is not really what I'm going for either way. So I've been thinking about rebranding. I've been doing this for a year. And, at first, I wasn't completely sure I could even do this shit, If you ever watch my videos from the past, they're incredibly heavily edited. It's like jump cut. I can see a word. It's like one word and then jump cut, another word, jump cut. It's terrible. When I'm doing videos and I'm filming, something happens to me where I don't have the ability to even speak correct sentences. I just fuck up continuously. I guess because you're recording and you could edit it. So you want everything to be fucking perfect. Every goddamn syllable to be perfect. And so it just makes you fuck up continuously. And so I wasn't even convinced I could do this show live. But I've been doing it for almost a year now, and fuck yeah, I can do this. I rock this shit, right? So I'm more confident about doing the show now. So I'm thinking maybe rebranding the show to something. I have several ideas we're working out. I'm not really sure. Some people have recommended that I call the show Left Turn with Dusty Smith. That was actually one of the finalist names that we had chosen for the Gotcha Boys. Before we picked the Gotcha Boys, you could take the Gotcha Boys podcast out of us. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Thank you, Vadim. Good to see you, Vadim. Yeah, remember when we came up with the Left Turn, Vadim? I'm not sure about that. I might choose that one. I was thinking about Greatest Podcast Ever with Dusty Smith. GPE! But somebody said that sounds too conceited. I was thinking about The Soap, calling the show The Soap, and the subtitle would be The Social Media Soap Opera. And just call it The Soap. And I could have a cool-ass logo, kind of like the Fight Club soap. But instead of saying Fight Club, it says The Soap on it. So that's a thought. Might call it Social Media Blitz or Social Media Digest, something like that. I'm not sure yet. Open to suggestions. It might limit the CODcast. Don't know yet. Still working it out. So you guys let me know what you think about it. And I will look forward to seeing your opinions on all this shit. So I guess we're going to jump into talking about the Jordan Peterson stuff. Jordan Peterson. So I don't know if you guys heard about this. It ain't going well for Dr. Jordan Peterson. Just not going well at all. Apparently he in the hospital in Russia, of all places. What you doing in the hospital in Russia, Jordan Peterson? You got lots of fucking money. I know the healthcare in Canada better than goddamn Russia. And I know the healthcare in America is expensive, but you rich as fuck. You got enough money to have the best healthcare in the world. So I have my theories on why he's in Russia. So anyway, last time we checked in on Jordan Peterson, he was entering rehab. I covered this on my show not too long ago, right? And this was the story, the original story. The story has changed a bit now. We're going to cover the changes in the story. Now, first off, I do want to say this. I do have empathy for Jordan Peterson because he's clearly incredibly depressed. And he's clearly been depressed for a very long time. He is unable to find the beauty in the world. And when you watch videos, we're going to show a few clips of him. He just seems miserable all the time. And so, regardless of whether the story that he's telling is true or not, I feel sorry for him. In a way, I have so many disagreements with him, and as bad of a human being as I think he is for some of the things he's done, lying about Bill C-16 and causing so much hatred towards trans people and being a misogynist and being a scam artist. Besides all that, I almost wish he'd come hang out with me for a week. Come hang out with me and smoke weed with me for a week, Jordan Peterson, because I'm not a famous psychologist or anything. Hell, I barely have a high school education, but I'm one of the happiest people I've ever known. Like, I figured out how to be happy in life, and I know that some people are depressed and they can't help it, right? It's not a choice. I'm not saying it's a choice. But I am saying there are certain things you can do that can help slightly, and I think I can help him. Weed would be one of them. Come on, Jordan Peterson, come smoke weed with me. Like, whenever you get to the hospital and you can walk again. Apparently he can't walk now. He can't walk and he can't talk, or not talk. He can't walk and he can't type on his own without assistance. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But anyway, originally the story was his wife got cancer. And so because his wife got cancer, he was depressed. She got terminal cancer. She was a goner, basically. And so he got real fucking depressed. So he got his own benzos. You guys know what benzos are? I've been learning a lot about benzos. Apparently, they're really fucking strong drugs. Can get addicted really easily, really quickly, with really bad withdrawals when you try to come off of them. But yeah, he was all depressed because his wife was dying. But and you can read the articles for yourself. This is all information that was released by his daughter. That's really the only place that we know anything about any of this stuff from. You know, his daughter who claimed that meat cures your depression, even though her dad is on the meat diet and he got addicted to benzos so bad he was put in a coma and can't even walk now. Yeah, but meat cures your depression, so pay me for my wonderful genius advice on how you can cure your depression with meat. And so, you know, she's kind of a grifter herself, so it's really hard to take anything these people say that seriously. You have to take it with a grain of salt, because when you're dealing with people who have a history of lying, which he does, you know, he has a history like a lie about Bill C-16, he has a history of where they run like this scam, what I consider a scam school. It's a business school, which Jordan Peterson doesn't have a business degree, but it was a failing business school that he tied his name to, and they charged their students $65,000 for a year, and they kick people out for asking too many questions. I've covered that before. So when you're dealing with somebody who has like a history of being kind of a scam artist, I kind of view them almost like I view televangelists. And if televangelists were to tell me the exact same things without providing any evidence, I'd have to be like, I don't believe you. Or at least, you know, anything that can be presented without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. That's, what is that, Hitchens razor, or a variation of Hitchens razor. So that's the kind of way I feel about it. So anyway, you can read through here where they talk about how he started taking these pills supposedly only when his wife was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And then they also claim that she was miraculously cured. So people out there are saying right now, oh my God, Dusty, his wife is dying of cancer, have some heart. Apparently she's not dying of cancer. Apparently she was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and then she had a few treatments, and then suddenly she is miraculously cured. Because, you know, that happens all the time, right? That makes logical sense. All the time you see people have terminal cancer and then are just miraculously cured, right? So to me, being the skeptical person, I don't believe this story. Now, maybe she was misdiagnosed with terminal cancer. Maybe she had some kind of non-terminal cancer that was easily cured. I have no idea, but the story doesn't seem true. What it seems like to me is they're trying to protect Jordan Peterson's brand. Jordan Peterson is a self-help guru who literally tells people he has the antidote to chaos. A self-help guru that tells people he knows how to help you live your life, right? And when you're a self-help guru and you're so depressed and suicidal that you get addicted to very powerful narcotics, then that kind of makes it seem like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like your whole brand is a lie. So how can they get around that? How can they give their cult-like following some kind of plausible deniability where if anybody attacks them or, you know, points out the hypocrisy of him being a self-help guru and at the same time being so depressed all the time that he's addicted to drugs over it, what are they going to say? Well, if we say that his wife is dying of cancer, then if anybody says anything about it, and they can say, oh my God, you're so insensitive, you guys don't have a heart. His wife is dying of cancer, God damn it. So it seems like an excuse to me. Now, I don't know, maybe she is dying of cancer, and I'm trying not to speculate too much. I mean, they said she's not dying of cancer anymore. It says right here in this New York Times article, yeah. He tried to quit cold turkey over the summer after his wife, Tammy Roberts, miraculously recovered from complications with kidney surgery. I thought it was cancer. Didn't they say cancer before? Now they're changing it to... Oh. The elder Peterson began taking the addictive medication to deal with stress from his wife's battle with cancer and other health problems earlier this year. His daughter said, all right, so I guess she had both kidney problems and cancer surgery, but they say that she's been miraculously healed now. So, Don't know about any of that. Doesn't sound very plausible to me. It just sounds like an excuse that they're giving to their cult, right? That's what it sounds like to me. And there's several examples I'm going to give of this where even if what they're saying is true, it's good to call this out because the advice they're giving is harmful, in my opinion. Doctors have chimed in on it. We're going to take a look at that. And regardless if we're empathetic or not about his situation, it's really hard to believe. So anyway, they say that he only started taking the pills when his wife is diagnosed, but she's saying something else completely different in this new story that they're putting out about his recent problems. So it's about how his life has become absolute hell in the year he has retreated from public life. And I'm going to play you, I guess, this video. I'm going to comment about this video as we watch it. She put it on his channel, I guess because he hasn't done videos in a while. People are wondering where the fuck he's at. So, first off, this video is really strange. Now, I know if any of this is true, I'm trying to be empathetic here. I know if any of this is true, then they've gone through a hard time. And so that may explain some of this. But they've clearly, very carefully written out a public statement. And she's just reading this public statement incredibly unemotionally. Like, you think if this would have happened to them, there'd be a little bit more emotion, or something doesn't ring true. Something's odd about all this. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play it, and then we'll comment on it as we play it. Her robot self.
Hi everyone. It's been months since we've given an update on Jordan or my family's health, and it's time for one, so here it is. The last year has been extremely difficult for our family. Dad was put on a low dose of a benzodiazepine a few years ago for anxiety following an extremely severe autoimmune reaction to food.
Okay, so now they're changing the story. Now he didn't get on the pills because his wife was diagnosed with cancer. Now it happened years ago, and it's just another one of these excuses thing to me. That's what it seems like. Instead of just taking responsibility and saying, hey, my father was really depressed. He's been depressed for a long time. He's talked about his depression. And so he got on these benzos to try to help with his depression. No, they have to make an excuse. No, it's not because he was depressed. Not because he couldn't find the beauty in life. It's because he had some kind of autoimmune reaction to food that upset him real bad. So that's why he got on there. So to me, these are just more excuses that they're putting out to his cult-like fan base to try to justify the reasoning he's on these drugs. And the reason I think it is because a lot of his fan base, they're like these toxic, masculine, lift yourself up by your bootstraps, take personal responsibility, and that kind of people that if you got addicted to drugs, normally anybody else besides Jordan Peterson did this, they would be talking about, oh my God, he's so weak. Look how weak you are. You can't control yourself. You're so depressed in life, you can't even fucking cure your own depression. But it's Jordan Peterson, so they have to have excuses. So, nah, man. No, he wasn't on there because he was depressed. He was on there because some kind of food allergy made him take all these drugs. It sounds like bullshit. Okay, maybe it's true. Doubt. I'm just saying I have doubt about all this. All right, keep going.
He took the medication as prescribed. Last April, when my mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer, the dose of the medication was increased. It became apparent that he was suffering from both a physical dependency and a paradoxical reaction to the medication.
So, a paradoxical reaction to the medication. So now they're going to claim that he wasn't taking the pills because he was depressed. The pills were making him depressed. So, it doesn't make any sense, really. They're just making excuses, like I said, for his fan base to have plausible deniability. That's my opinion.
Paradoxical reaction means the drugs do the opposite of what they're supposed to. These reactions are rare but not unheard of. For the last 8 months, he's been in unbearable discomfort from this drug, made worse when trying to remove it because of the additional withdrawal symptoms stemming from physical dependence.
And this is another thing that they keep pressing over and over again, that he's not psychologically dependent upon this drug. He is physically dependent. And this is a clarification they want to make sure you understand. Even though it seems like he was taking these drugs because of his psychological state, right? He was depressed and he was trying to be psychologically better, so that's why he was taking the drug, and he had to continue taking the drug so he wouldn't be depressed. Sounds kind of like both a physical and a psychological dependency, but they want you to separate the two in your mind, because if it's just a physical dependency, somehow that makes him less weak in the minds of his fan base. That's my opinion on why they're trying to make sure everybody knows this difference here.
Experienced terrible akathisia, which is a condition where the person feels an incredible endless, irresistible restlessness bordering on panic, and an inability to sit still.
And I actually researched this too. This is not caused by benzos. These are caused by antipsychotic medications. I recently had a loved one, because I'm a little bit later, who had some mental health issues, and they put him on Abilify. And I looked up the side effects of that, and that's one of the side effects of it. So I don't believe this has anything to do with the benzos. This is because of he's on some kind of antipsychotic medication. So there's that.
The reaction made him suicidal. After several failed treatment attempts in North American hospitals, including attempts at tapering and micro-tapering, we had to seek an emergency medical benzodiazepine detox, which...
See, this is what doesn't make any sense. I'm going to show you a doctor who chimed in on this, somebody that's like an expert that does these tapering off. And apparently it's very common. And it's not, there can be complications, but the way they handle it in America is very good about tapering people off benzos, and it works really well if you follow the systems. So I'm not really sure what the problem was here. It almost seems like they're doing some kind of pseudoscientific shit where they don't trust Western medicine. And so they're like, well, that didn't work, so let's go try this very dangerous. What they did was very dangerous. Trying to go cold turkey, which is what they said that he did, off benzos, is incredibly harmful to your health. It can cause seizures and death, and it seems like it almost did cause his death, if this really was what caused his death. Like, I have no idea. But
we were only able to find in Russia. It was incredibly grueling and was further complicated by severe pneumonia, which we've been told he developed in one of the previous hospitals. He's had to spend 4 weeks in the ICU in terrible shape, but with the help of some extremely competent and courageous doctors, he survived. The decision to bring him to Russia was made in extreme desperation when we couldn't find any better option.
That doesn't make any sense, though. Like, benzo detoxing is something that's very well understood in both Canada and the United States, and there are tons of very good clinics that help people constantly with this with very little problem. So none of this story really makes very much sense on why they had to go to Russia, of all places. There's a couple theories out there. One is that they don't trust Western medicine, so they wanted to make sure he just completely goes cold turkey and detoxes without having to taper off, which is dangerous. And one of the ways that Russia does that is they put people in comas, I guess, which sounds nuts. Another theory is that perhaps, like, this is just pure speculation, I have no idea, perhaps he tried to kill himself, or perhaps something else happened, and they know that in Russia it's less likely to come out than if they were getting medical help in either America or Canada. And so these people want to protect his reputation at all costs. And so that might be one of the reasons they went to Russia. Once again, pure speculation, I don't know, but like, a lot of people are having problems with this story because it doesn't seem to really add up too much.
The uncertainty around his recovery has been one of the most difficult and scary experiences we've ever had. So, finally, Dad is on the mend, even though there's a lot of physiological damage that he needs to recover from.
Apparently he has brain damage. Something caused his brain damage, and I don't know if he had like a seizure from trying to quit cold turkey. It says in the article I'm going to show you in a minute that he tried to quit cold turkey, and that can cause seizures if you do that. That's incredibly dangerous. Like, you would think one of the world's most respected and educated psychologists would know you can't get off benzos cold turkey without having seizures. I don't know if he got a seizure and aspirated and got brain damage from it. I don't know, but they said he can't walk or type unassisted. So definitely some bad shit happened here that normally doesn't happen when people just are responsible enough to go to a clinic and get off benzos the medically sound way.
He's improving and is off of the horrible medication. His sense of humor is back. He's smiling again for the first time in months, but he still has a long way to go to recover fully. It appears that we're going to get through this by the skin of our teeth. So let me make a couple of things clear. Neither our family nor the doctors here believe that this is a case of psychological addiction.
So they want to make that distinction again. He's not psychologically addicted. He's physically addicted. So just know, it's not because he's mentally weak. I'm not saying that people that are psychologically addicted are mentally weak. I'm saying that he knows that that's what his fan base will think. And so he's trying to make excuses. And they've given me this excuse a lot. When somebody says, Jordan Peterson's addicted to drugs, they're like, he's not addicted to drugs. He's not psychologically addicted anyway. He's physically addicted. Get it right. That's totally different. But
Benzodiazepine physical dependence due to brain changes can occur in a matter of weeks. It can be made even worse by paradoxical reactions that are difficult to diagnose and can be extremely dangerous. We've been told and hope that Dad will recover fully, but it will take time and he still has a ways to go. We're extremely lucky and grateful that he's alive. The next update will come from him directly. Thanks again for all the support.
So, the article gives more details about this, about how he can no longer walk or type. And the article claims that he was misdiagnosed by American doctors. I don't know how that could be true. I mean, you guys already came out last time and said that he was going to rehab because he had benzo dependency. You guys already knew what the diagnosis was. How could he have been misdiagnosed? It just, none of it makes any sense. Let's see if I can read at the bottom where it says he can't walk or talk anymore. Here he goes. Jordan Peterson has only just come out of his intensive care unit, Michaela said. He has neurological damage, which is brain damage, and a long way to go to fully recovery. He is taking anti-seizure medication and cannot type or walk unaided, but is on the mend. His sense of humor has returned. So, questions. I got a lot of questions about this whole thing. A lot of people have questions. Doctors, like I'm going to show you in a minute, have a lot of questions. It seems like there's more to the story, and when you're dealing with these grifters, you just really never know. But first of all, I guess I'm not recommending this, but anybody who's reading this who really trusts Jordan Peterson and thinks he knows what the fuck he's talking about, he's a good role model, who is following his lead here in how to deal with benzo dependency, don't handle it this way. He clearly doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Okay, we have a lot of ways to deal with benzo dependency that work really well in Western medicine. So even if this is 100% true, it's worth calling out and pointing out that this is not good advice to take. And another reason that this is important to point out, because this goes directly against what he teaches, right? Rule 6, set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. This is a guy who's been addicted to these drugs for no telling how long. Is that having your house in perfect order before you go out there and criticize the world, which he does constantly criticizes everybody else? Oh my God, the postmodern neo-Marxist. But the reason he's doing that, the reason he has this rule is because he wants everybody else to shut the fuck up. All the kids out there fighting for social justice, all of them who want to change the world, he wants you to be quiet. While he criticizes, he wants you to make sure your house is in perfect order before you criticize, which makes him a hypocrite. The dude's a hypocrite. This is only like one minor problem out of his whole ideology. For another thing, he literally teaches, go look this up, he literally teaches that there is a truth that is beyond physical scientific reality. And that truth is whatever helps you to survive. So if you believe something, even if it's not physically, scientifically true, but that thing helps you to survive, that's more true than scientific truth. Which means by his own fucking methodology, his teachings are not true because they're almost killing him. They aren't actually enough to allow him to see the beauty in the world and live a happy life. So by his own stupid fucking ideology, 12 Rules for Life and Antidote to Chaos is not true. Now, I don't believe that, but that's what he teaches, right? And it's just so silly. I'm going to look at a couple things he's had to say about drug dependencies and drug addicts. And, he has, when it's somebody else, he kind of has a different opinion on that. Sean, from Sean and Jen, popular YouTuber, said, thinking about following Jordan Peterson's Rules for Life, which is obviously a joke. He's kind of just poking fun at him. But, was curious what 12 Rules had to say about addiction, failure, and personal responsibility, and oof. So let's read a couple things from 12 Rules for Life. Imagine someone not doing well. He needs help. He might even want it. But it is not easy to distinguish between someone truly wanting and needing help and someone who is merely exploiting a willing helper. Oof. The distinction is difficult, even for the person who is wanting and needing and possibly exploiting. The person who tries and fails and is forgiven, and then tries again and fails and is forgiven, is all too often the person who wants everyone to believe in the authenticity of all that trying. It seems like he's tried and failed a bunch of times to get off those benzos. Are you sincere, or are you just exploiting, Jordan Peterson? It gets even worse. Maybe your misery is the weapon you brandish in your hatred for those who rose upward while you waited and sank. Maybe your misery is your attempt to prove the world's injustice instead of the evidence of your own sin, your own missing of the mark, your conscious refusal to strive and to live. Maybe your willingness to suffer in failure is inexhaustible, given what you used that suffering to prove. Maybe it's your revenge on being. How exactly should I befriend you when you're in such a place? How exactly could I? It just seems very judgmental, you know? Very hypocritical in every way, which is what you typically see in this Jordan Peterson bullshit. But his cult will buy it hook, line, and sinker. His cult will accuse me of being unempathetic just for questioning the hypocrisy and the clear bullshit that's being told here. And I'm just going to show you, where's that doctor? Oh, here's the doctor that treats benzo dependency. And like me, even doctors have questions. There is very little in the article that makes any sense at all. Benzo addiction is treated very commonly in the United States and Canada. I wish him well. There are two ways to come off benzos, either by tapering the same medicine or switching to a long-acting one and taper off that. The severity, or whether it is mixed with other drugs alcohol street supply, would determine whether it would be started inpatient or not here. If someone comes to me having been prescribed lorazepam 1 milligram 4 times a day and wants to taper, that would normally be pretty straightforward outpatient process. Taper dose, not frequency. If using the same med, don't go from 4x a day to 1x3 a day. Usually, it's pretty easy to taper the first half, gets harder as you go along for some. Sometimes it's the opposite. Some people need very long tiny dose tapers. Others are fine going super quick. I don't know why. I tend to follow the patient's lead. You can have a seizure if stopping daily benzos abruptly. Again, people are very different in their risk for this, so it's best to be monitored. I should also add, for addiction, switching to long-acting and taper is better. So basically, she's explaining, this is very well known how to do this. We have success with this almost always if you do it correctly. So the story just don't fucking add up in any way. And, when you're dealing with a con artist, you should question, in my opinion. Somebody talking trash. I'll read the trash. A few people were kind of gloating about it. I'm trying not to gloat about it too much because I have, like I said, empathy for the guy if he's so depressed all the time. Jordan Peterson is incredible because most right-wing hacks are very boring career hypocrites, whereas he went from nobody to living in Russia with brain damage in about 3 years by practicing what he preached. And that is kind of true, right? Living by the Jordan Peterson lifestyle. And even if it is true that he got addicted to these drugs because his wife was diagnosed with cancer, that's an excuse, isn't it? There's a lot of people that have tragedies that don't get addicted to drugs. His fans are like, anybody whose wife was dying could get addicted. And I'm like, well, no, not really. Like, my grandma got cancer. I didn't get addicted to drugs. My mom didn't get addicted to drugs over it, or at least not benzos. My mom's dad died. She didn't get addicted to drugs over it. My dad died. Didn't get addicted to drugs over it. So, most people don't. Yeah, anybody can, but the vast majority of us have incredibly horrible things happen to us throughout life, and we don't get addicted to benzos on it, right? So that's just another excuse his cult makes for him, which is fine. You can get addicted to drugs, okay? Everybody has the right to fail, right? I learned, this is something personal. I learned recently, I was talking to my sister last week, and I learned that my father actually died from crack addiction. I didn't even know that. I had no idea, but she told me, yeah, he was on crack real bad. He died from crack, okay? This is my dad. So I have empathy for anybody that gets addicted to drugs. I don't think that makes you weak or, any of that. But it's their side that's pretending that this is true, in my opinion. Anyway. So let's watch some Jordan Peterson moments. Just, not only is the guy seemed to me to be an incredible misogynist, but he just seems incredibly miserable. This is not something recent. This is something that's always seemed to me. Like, why are people taking advice from this guy who looks like he wants to kill himself? But anyway, this is kind of funny. Watch how long it takes him to answer this question.
Just want quick answers from you. Who is your favorite author?
Dostoevsky.
Who's your favorite female author?
I thought I had it all together. But I was
Say anything. Say words. Oh my God, this is the longest anybody has ever gone without talking ever. What the fuck? You can't even think of a female author? Maya Angelou, J.K. Rowling, say anything. Just say words. Anne Frank, whatever, dude. But you can tell he's never even thought about it. This dude's such a fucking misogynist. Anyway, here's another example of this.
Do I have a favorite feminist? I don't think of things that way. I'm not a favorite of ideologues. Do I have a favorite admirable woman?
Pause. Long pause.
Who
Can't
would
think
be
of
my
anything.
favorite admirable woman?
Just say any woman's name. Your wife. Anything.
I'm sorry. I often
I'm
have a
wondering-
difficult time bringing names to mind.
Uh-huh.
The woman who established
Right.
nursing as a profession in Britain.
Can't even think of her name.
Yes, Florence Nightingale. It's like good for Florence.
She thought
Good for Florence. Oh my God, this dude. Seriously, fuck Jordan. I mean, not fuck him. I don't want him to die or anything, but fuck his whole ideology. You know? Fuck his whole personality. The fact that people worship this guy is so goddamn sad. It's completely fucking ridiculous. So anyway, I guess that's all I'm going to talk about Jordan Peterson. I don't believe the story at all. I'm wondering if he tried to commit himself and now has brain damage because of it. Pure speculation. Maybe they're in Russia trying to cover it up. I have no idea. Maybe their story is completely true. Either way, don't listen to Jordan Peterson. Don't follow his example. Not good for your health. Don't trust him. And let's read the super chats. What you guys got to think about that? Do you agree with my take on Jordan Peterson, or am I full of goddamn fucking shit? It's definitely possible. Let's see. Have you heard about the train killer? They're still figuring out his locomotives. Is it Mr. Glass? Thank you, C. Bishop Davis. Appreciate that. 4D, $10. Thank you, 4D. That's generous. Thanks for keeping up the show, Dusty. Hope it can keep going for the furballs. Hey, I'm going to do it for as long as I can, you know. I'm working on it. The ratings seem like they're going to be up tonight. I guess people are interested in the whole Jordan Peterson thing, so we'll see what's happening. You guys make sure to share the video with your friends. Make sure to like and subscribe. Very important. Ring the bell. Ring the motherfucking bell. Also important. All that good shit. Sorry, read that. No. C. Bishop Davis, another $2. Left Hook would be a dope name suggested by Bellio. Yeah, Left Hook's not bad. See, I'm afraid, though, if I say left, I'm not like bread tube left. So I'm not that far left. Like, I'm more to the center than they are in a lot of ways. So I'm kind of hesitant to use the left name. But I don't know. Maybe I will. Thank you for the suggestion. Breaking Bet 094 499. I hope everything is good. I'll be watching tomorrow. I hope I'll be able to catch the live show on Friday. Yeah, man. Hope you tune in. Look forward to seeing you. Appreciate it. Low PNC, $2. Left Hooker. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. You know, sex work is real work. Don't hate on it. Beast Nation, $5. Funny. When some of the most heartless people demand others have a heart, almost sounds like a work with your abuser to me. I know, right? It sounds like hypocrisy to me. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Don't blame anybody else for your problems. 12 rules for life. It's an antidote to chaos. It doesn't seem to be an antidote to chaos. Seems like you need a separate antidote to help you with your benzo problem. But, you know, I guess we know what the B in Jordan B. Peterson stands for now. Cult of Dusty, seriously, Fall Soap. Great name for a podcast. Fall Soap? Why Fall Soap? I like the soap. I don't understand the Fall Soap part, but I think the soap, social media soap opera, would be a cool name. I can think of so many ways to market that. But we'll see what happens. Jordan Peterson has hatred inside him. Yeah, I mean, I almost think that he has imposter syndrome or something. I think that he's kind of gotten what he wanted. He wanted to be famous. He wanted to be loved. But then he goes out and he gets destroyed by Matt Dillahunty in a debate. He gets destroyed by Zizek in a debate. He gets destroyed by Sam Harris in a debate. And he has to make up an excuse. Oh, well, I got destroyed by Sam Harris because I drank a thimbleful of apple cider vinegar and it made me stay awake for a month, which is bullshit. You can't stay awake for a month. That's physically impossible, but, you know, it's just excuses. And I think he kind of knows that all these people that are worshiping him are just full of fucking shit because he's full of fucking shit. I mean, he knows who he is, right? And it actually makes you dislike your fans, when you know you're a fraud, but they still fucking love you, it makes you think, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Holy shit, can't they see right through me the way I see right through me? And so I think that makes him depressed, in my opinion. And there's another part of me, I know this is going to sound unempathetic, but maybe if you're a shitty con man who is a misogynist, who spreads hatred about trans people, who has a scam college, maybe if you're a shitty person, you should be depressed. I don't know. That would depress me. That's why I try not to be a shitty person. That's why I didn't get involved in the anti-SAW community. That's why I quit doing all the stupid shit I was doing in Denver. That's why I started my animal sanctuary, because I just didn't want to be a shitty person. And I feel so much better now. Life is so much grander now. That's my impression of him. Like I said, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Not that I really even believe in psychology very much anymore. I mean, this guy kind of proves that it's a lot of bullshit. You're a smart guy, Dusty. Hey, thank you, Django Fett. I don't know how smart I am, but I can talk. You got to give me that. I can run my goddamn mouth. Grandpa. Hell yeah. I was going to call it Boomer Takes. What do you think of that? Boomer Takes with Dusty Smith. But I don't know. Somebody said that sounds like a anti-SAW channel. So, let's see what else I got here. Should Peterson retire like Lauren Southern? I mean, it depends on what his brain damage is like. If he's got severe brain damage, then he might have to retire because he'll be too embarrassed to be seen in public. You know, maybe he'll recover fully, or maybe this whole thing is a scam just to get sympathy. I have no idea. Once again, all right, let's see what else I got. The Rainbow Connection will save him. Yeah, call Kermit. Kermit's got the hookup. Destroyed by Matt. He was destroyed by Matt. Holy shit. He was fucking crushed by Matt. He was like, you need a spiritual event in your life to quit smoking. Like, no, you don't. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't need no kind of supernatural spiritual event to quit smoking. People quit smoking all the time. Yeah, he was destroyed by Matt. He was destroyed by Zizek, and he was destroyed by Sam Harris, incredibly. Only the most arduous fanboy would watch those debates and think he wasn't crushed. You could just see it in his face, the crushing. It was pitiful. How about Dusty the OK Boomer? I think they're going to have a TV show called OK Boomer coming out, which is sad. I could just call it the Dusty Smith Show with Dusty Smith. Don't know. We'll see what happens in the near future. All right, more super chats, please. Please support the show if you can. Lifeblood of the show and all that. Help me out so I can keep doing this. Going to continue on with the show. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about the Oscars. Oscars happened last night, and as always, people mad. Racist or mad because, I guess, Parasite won Film of the Year, and it's by a South Korean movie producer and director and writer, and oh my god, why are Asians winning American Film Awards? Let's get upset. Say the people that accuse everybody else of getting upset about everything. Let's see where we got here. Oh, here we go. First off, John Miller. Incredibly dumb dipshit John Miller, a man named Bong Joon-ho, wins Oscar for the Best Original Screenplay over Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in 1917. Okay, cool. I'm with you. I'm okay with that. Acceptance speech was great honor, thank you. Okay, cool, with you. Sounds good. Then he proceeds to give the rest of his speech in Korean. All right, that sounds completely normal. He's Korean. These people are the destruction of America. Huh? What? Ooh, that took a weird turn there. Like, what people? What are you talking about? Who? This got 30,000 likes. You talking about Koreans? Asians are the destruction of America? Foreign people? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about the Academy who would dare give an award to somebody from South Korea? Don't know. I got questions, but good lord, what a dumb fucking piece of shit you are. Cry more, noob. Die mad about it. And speaking of other people that should die mad about it, Crowder literally hires people to dress in stupid costumes and hang out with him as he watches award shows. And look how mad they got that Parasite won the award.
Here we go, best picture.
Here it is.
Not Parasite, not Parasite, not Parasite.
Frederica Fellini.
And the Oscar goes to
The Vietnamese.
Parasite.
No! No! Come on! Why do we do this every year?
Asshole.
Come on!
freaking what?
Die mad. Sooner the better.
Damn you, Oscar!
Damn you for giving somebody that's not an American award. What the fuck? And speaking of which, here's another guy freaking out about it. Anti-SJWs. Good lord, these people, they're like even more cringe than they were 5 years ago. Look at this whiny ass bitch.
Pat yourself on the fucking back, Academy. Go pat your woke ass fucking selves on the fucking back. I am sorry. This is fucking ludicrous. It's fucking asinine. I can't believe this shit. And again, I wanted Joker to win. It could have been any fucking film. Little fucking Women, I don't give a fuck. You guys could have gave that shit to fucking, I don't care. Shazam. You could have gave it to Shazam. I don't care. But a film shouldn't be nominated for Best Foreign Film and then also have the opportunity to win Best Picture. Because none of the other Best Picture nominations had a chance to be nominated for anything else. You know, I mean, yes, the technical awards and all that shit. But if Best Foreign Film is the equivalent of Foreign Best Picture, then why is the films in our country, the country which we all fucking watch in the Academy, okay? We watch those fucking films. Why is Parasite then nominated to that? Again, how many fucking people in this country seen Parasite? I guarantee it's probably 2% of the fucking population. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous last year when Roma was nominated. If you are nominated for Best Foreign Film, you should be invalid to be nominated for Best fucking Picture. Okay?
And just keep in mind, this guy thinks that you're all snowflakes. It's the liberals that are snowflakes. They get upset about everything, even the dumbest shit. You're literally freaking out about the Oscars. You whiny little fucking piss babies. Good god damn these people. And Joaquin Phoenix got up there and gave a really good speech. Enjoyed Joaquin Phoenix's speech. Now, I can't show you the speech because they will copyright my shit. But he got up there and he was like shitting on the dairy industry, talking about how we basically rape cows and inseminate them and then rip their babies away from them as they cry, and it's unmistakable, their guttural moans of sorrow, and then like we steal the milk that's supposed to be for their babies, and that, you know, we need to take more responsibility to actually be more empathetic and do the right thing. Awesome fucking speech. He's been killing it. Every time he's been winning these speeches, he's been using his platform to actually speak out against positive changes in society. Exactly what you're supposed to do when you have a large platform. Don't sit up there and think God or your agent like Ricky Gervais tells you to do, because that's bullshit. Fucking use your platform to make the world better. So kudos to Joaquin Phoenix, but of course Ricky Gervais got to have a comment about all this. I have nothing against the most famous people in the world using their privilege, global platform to tell the world what they believe. I even agree with most of it. I just tried to warn them that when they lecture everyday hard-working people, it has the opposite effect. Peace. Got 86,000 likes for this, and the chuds loved it. Almost every fucking comment that's positive are just right-wing shitheads kissing his ass over this. Look, dude, you absolutely should use your fucking platform to speak out against injustices in the world, and if it makes people do the opposite thing, Ricky, what you should be doing is you should be calling the people out who behave that way. If fucking hearing Joaquin Phoenix talk about how we should not support the dairy industry because of the harmful shit they're doing to animals, and that makes somebody go, oh my god, I'm gonna go out and drink even more milk, I'm gonna show you, Joaquin Phoenix, then you, Ricky Gervais, should be talking about what shitheads that person is. If these things these celebrities are saying make you actually behave more like an evil asshole, that's fucking on you. You're the one that should be called out for that, not the celebrities who are trying to do better things with their platform. Ricky Gervais, what the fuck, dude? There's a reason that you're attracting all these right-wing shitheads. Why are you doing this? Is your ego really that big that you just love the attention so much that you don't give a shit where you get it from? You don't give a shit what harm you cause to society? Shut the fuck up, Ricky. Or keep talking. I don't really give a shit. I actually like Ricky Gervais, so I give him shit, but I've like seen almost everything Ricky Gervais has ever done. I'm actually a really big fan of his. I think The Office, the American version of The Office, is my favorite sitcom of all time. And he's done some really good shows, and I know he's an atheist. And The Invention of Lying I thought was very good. I like this show where he played the little guy who had the mental disability. I liked it all. He had a show on Netflix not long ago where he played an atheist. Liked everything he's done. So I hate to shit on him too bad. I just get frustrated with him because it seems like he's pandering to a right-wing audience for some reason, and it's just annoying to me. But anyway, you do what you do, Ricky, I guess. Don't listen to me. You got $150 million in the bank. And, of course, Dave Rubin had to come out and shit on trans people over the Iowa caucus for some reason. I don't fucking know. Before we talk about that, I want to talk about something else. Oh, we're going to talk about the, let's skip that down for a second. We're still talking about the Oscars for a second. Talk about 1917. You guys seen 1917? I knew absolutely nothing about this movie going into it. I had no idea what it was about. I just saw it on the Pirate Bay. I didn't pirate it because I would never do that. But I saw it on the Pirate Bay. I downloaded it for free. Didn't pirate it, but I watched it after I downloaded it free on the Pirate Bay. Once again, don't pirate. Anyway, I had no idea anything about it. Like, never even fucking heard of this movie before. And so I was watching it, and the whole thing is like it's shot in one take. And I had no idea going in that what it was like. And so I was watching it, and I was thinking, oh, this is kind of interesting. And it kept going, and it kept looking like it was the same take. And I was like, wait a minute. Has this whole thing so far, I'm 10 minutes in, thinking, is this whole thing been done in one take? How do they do 10 minutes in one take? And then it kept going 15 minutes, and I was like, holy shit, man. How in the fuck are they doing this? And then I realized that they're doing some kind of camera trickery to make it look like it's all shot in one take, because it would be impossible to shoot an entire fucking film in one take. And so I started trying to look for the stitches, and you can kind of find a couple of them if you watch them, but it's so fucking well done. The plot of the movie is not that intricate or anything, but the way it was shot was really incredible. I think it won for best visual effects, and I could definitely see that. I'm surprised it didn't win more awards. But great movie if you haven't seen it. I recommend it. So now we're going to talk about Dave Rubin and the Iowa caucus. Iowa caucus happened last week, and it was a fucking shit show. DNC fucked that up in every goddamn way it could possibly be fucked up. Of course, Dave Rubin got to take to the airwaves, and for some reason, shit on trans people? What the fuck do trans people even have to do with anything? Why you gotta take a shot at trans people, Dave Rubin? Holy shit, dude. What a fucking sellout. Just woke up. Before I get an Iowa caucus update, let me take a wild guess. Nobody has agreed on the results, so Elizabeth Warren has announced that she now identifies as a non-binary trans disabled lesbian. That automatically gives her the win according to the DNC rules. Did I get it? No. Good lord, this straw man caricature you guys built of the left is so lame. I mean, seriously, dude, you do realize that trans people are one of the most demonized, downtrodden classes in society, commit suicide all the time. Why do you have to keep taking shots at them? It's exactly the same as it was for gay people. You know, it's better for gay people now. It's still bad for gay people. Lots of gay people still are abused and bullied and commit suicide, but it's much better than it was because people have normalized being gay. So you don't have to hide in the closet anymore, Dave Rubin, because of the activism of the people that came before you. But it was exactly shitheads like you who took every opportunity they could to shit on gay people, who slowed the evolution of our society, who made it worse for gay people. Why are you doing this to trans people? I mean, I know why you're doing it. Because you're a fucking shameless, heartless goddamn grifter who would do anything for a dollar bill. You will sell anybody fucking out. You're a horrible goddamn human being who should be ashamed of yourself, but for some reason you lack the ability to feel shame. But fuck you, man. Fuck you deeply and fuck you hard. And this person says, epic joke, sir. Guess what happened next? One little comment to Dave Rubin. You're blocked. You're blocked. This is the guy that pretends like he loves diversity of ideas. This is the guy that pretends they love free speech. And they just want to talk about the real ideas and issues. I had to recover from all those big ideas I took in. But no, you say anything, even the slightest comment to these snowflakes, and poof, blocked immediately. They're just hypocrites. Evil, evil, evil fucking hypocrites. If you support Dave Rubin, fuck you. Fuck you. I was actually going on a date with a girl one time. What was her name? Melissa Chen. You guys know Melissa Chen? She invited me out to New York one time to go on I guess it was a date. I don't know. She invited me to go see Richard Dawkins with her in New York. And I was going to go out there, and I kind of blew her off. And later on, she came out as a big Dave Rubin supporter. And I was like, well, shit. Talk about being unattracted. Like, instant unattraction to her. I, unfollowed her, never talked to her again. Just, I hope she doesn't still support this motherfucker. But if you do, shame on you, Melissa Chen. For shame. Terrible. Terrible. And we'll finish up covering the Iowa caucuses. So, Mayor Pete, Evil Morty as I call him, and maybe I should stop calling him Evil Morty because, there's a very very, 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 very tiny chance that Mayor Pete is going to actually get the nomination. And everybody's been calling him a rat and shitting on him. And I understand why people are disliking him and calling him a rat and shitting on him. But in the very small chance that he actually does get the nomination, he is so much better than Trump in every way. And I hate to shit on him too much because that only helped Trump win. And, you know, that will be devastating to society. I'm going to show you in a minute. Trump is cutting Medicare. He's cutting food stamps. He's attacking the poor while he's giving billionaires tax cuts. I mean, it's awful. It's a horrible nightmare system. So, yes, he's going to be better, even though he's not good. But anyway, he came out and he declared victory. And also, Bernie Sanders came out and declared victory. And they asked Bernie Sanders, hey, Mayor Pete declared victory, and you also declared victory. Why should we believe you instead of Mayor Pete?
Mayor Pete's been declaring a win for days now. Why should people believe your victory speech over his?
Because I got 6,000 more votes. And from where I come, when you get 6,000 more votes, that's generally regarded to be the winner. Yes.
King! Yes, Slay King! It makes sense to me. Hey, I got more votes. That means I won. If only our system worked like that. This is America. It doesn't work like that, right? We have the dumbest fucking system on the earth where the person that gets the most votes usually doesn't win. Because why would you win just because you got the most votes? Don't you know some votes count more than others? Some people are more important than you. But yeah, love to see that. Bernie owned him, and he's doing very well in the polls. Looks like he's actually going to fucking win this one. I was worried that Biden was going to get the nomination, but Biden has sabotaged himself every fucking step of the way, and now Bernie is soaring, so I'm actually really encouraged by all this. But holy shit, some people are freaking out about it. Some people are not happy at the thought of Bernie getting the nomination, like Chris Matthews. Like this dude, I don't know if he's got some kind of senior mental disorder. I don't want to be ageist, because people are ageist against me, but the dude doesn't seem to be mentally well. Here he is basically claiming that he thinks Bernie might murder people in Central Park. What in the absolute fuck?
I have my own views of the word socialist, and I'll be glad to share them with you in private. And they go back to the early 1950s. I have an attitude about them. I remember the Cold War. I have an attitude towards Castro. I believe if Castro and the Reds had won the Cold War, there would have been executions in Central Park, and I might have been one of the ones getting executed. And certain other people would be there cheering, okay? So I have a problem with people who took the other side. I don't know who Bernie supports over these years. I don't know what he means by social. 1 week it's Denmark. We're going to be like Denmark. Okay, that's harmless. That's basically a capitalist country with a lot of good social welfare programs. Denmark is harmless.
He's pretty clearly in the Denmark category, yeah.
Are you sure? How do you know? Did he tell you that?
Well, I mean, that's what he says, and that's what his agenda calls for,
Yes,
right?
because that's what's his agenda. What the fuck? Haven't you ever read his agenda? What do you mean you don't know what he fucking stands for? Have you ever researched it? You're a goddamn news person. I barely have a high school education, and I know what he fucking stands for. What is wrong with you? Why don't they let these motherfuckers on national television to say this stupid bullshit? God damn it.
He's not calling for any...
Let's see. Let's figure that one out.
But we haven't seen a campaign yet where video of him praising the other version, which is Castro, has been used. Well, but it will be used.
That's a question
we haven't seen how that plays.
Of how what the effect that has.
Well, what does he think of Castro? That's a great question. What did you think of Fidel Ismo? We all thought he was great when he first. I thought he was cheering like mad for him when he first went in, and then he became a communist and started shooting every one of his enemies.
Okay.
It's just really stupid. Look at Bernie's policies. Bernie's actually worldwide a center left. He's not a communist. He's not even a socialist. Have you ever heard Bernie talk about seizing the means of production? No, he's a capitalist. He's just basically a social democrat, right? That's what I am, basically. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to use the word left or left turn in my title, because I'm more like a Bernie centrist than I am like a communist. Like, I just don't think our society is ever going to reorganize itself into tens of thousands of tiny communes. I just don't see that happening. I don't think our society is ever going to force every business to become a co-op. Doesn't seem very likely to me, and I don't think that's actually a good idea either. I think that would stifle innovation, in my opinion. We can talk about that some other time. But anyway, fuck off, Chris Matthews. Dude needs to retire yesterday, in my opinion. And so then, oh my God, speaking of uneducated voters. So apparently this Mayor Pete supporter has just figured out he's gay. And she ain't into it. Look at this fucking bigot, dude. How do you not know Mayor Pete is gay? And then at the same time, good Lord, what a piece of shit you are over it.
came
So
over
are you
to.
saying that he has a same-sex partner? Yes.
Yes, he does.
Are you kidding?
He's married to him, yes.
Well, then I don't want anybody like that in the White House.
Oh God, she got a sticker on her.
So can I have my card back?
He signed it. We could go ask.
I never knew that.
Well, so the whole point of it is, though, if he's a human being, right? Just like you and me, and should it really matter? That's what.
Well, he better read the Bible.
He does, and he says that God doesn't choose a political party. Because
why does it say in the Bible that a man should marry a woman then?
Well, I totally respect.
I mean, this woman's right. It does say that in the Bible. A man shall not lie with another man like he lies with a woman. It also says that you should stone your children to death. It also says if you wear mixed fibers, you should be put to death. You know, it also says bash babies' brains against rocks. It also says you can beat your slaves and sell your daughter. So she's right, but at the same time, she's a fucking idiot that just picks and chooses whatever she wants to, like all Christians do, right? You fucking piece of shit.
Your viewpoint on this, I so totally do, but I think that we were not around when
How
that
come
was
this has
being
never
written.
been brought out before?
It's common knowledge.
How come nobody knew he was gay? Why were you hiding your homosexuality, Pete Buttigieg? Holy good fucking Lord.
We can talk to someone if you need to talk to them about this. I don't know the rules on this or not, but I guess what I would like you to just dig deep inside and think, like, should it matter if it's a woman or if it's a man or if they're heterosexual or homosexual if you believe in what they say? That's my question.
It all just went right down the toilet, is where it all just went.
I'm such a bigot, I don't give a shit what he stands for. Just the fact that he's gay alone, he could be for me getting $1 million a day and I would still be against him. Because my Jesus said so. Play. God damn it. Would you play?
You have a total right to your opinion, and I am not trying to tell you to think otherwise.
I am. Fuck you.
We'll ask what they want us to do. But I just ask you to look inside your heart because you sound like a Christian woman to me. And
she is.
I'm a Christian woman, and my God
Well, then you know
wants
what
me
the
to
Bible
love
says.
everybody. I do, yep. I do.
So you must not believe it then if you think it's okay for somebody to be married to a same-sex person.
Yeah. The truth is, none of you believe it. You all pick and choose. None of you believe the entirety of the Bible. If you did, you would be living much, much different lives. You're all hypocrites. It's fake. It's fantasy. It's fiction. Fuck off. Goddamn bigots. Make this shit too easy. And I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, but here's a Buttigieg. Buttigieg was at some kind of rally, and he was talking shit that was clearly aimed at Bernie Sanders, and the crowd wasn't fucking having it. Started screaming Wall Street Pete at him. Love to see it.
With a president this divisive, we cannot risk dividing Americans' future further. Saying that you must either be for a revolution or you must be for the status quo. Let's make room for everybody in this country.
That didn't go over well, did it, Pete? Fucking evil Morty. Boo. Boo hiss.
Chance to defeat Donald Trump. And there is an American majority that is unified not just in who we are against, but in what we are for.
Wall Street Pete. Wall Street Pete.
Because we are for higher wages and the empowerment of workers. We are for honoring our troops and putting an end to endless war. We are for our teachers and prepared to...
Anyway, drown his ass out. So might want to rethink that one, Wall Street Pete. Good fucking Lord. We do need a revolution. Need a revolution where we have universal health care. We'll cover that in a minute. How, let's see if I can find it down here. My relative who had mental health issues recently finally got the bill And just the ambulance fees. Took 2 ambulance rides to the hospital. For those of you in other countries who have no idea what it's like here, $2,600 for 1 ambulance ride. I shit you fucking not, people. The other ambulance ride was $1,111. So $3,700 for 2 ambulance rides. You think we need a revolution, motherfuckers? You think we might need a goddamn revolution where you can't even take a goddamn fucking... Can't even take an ambulance. Like, when you try to get healthier and they charge you fees like this, do you think this made my relatives' mental health better when they got these bills? Or do you think they thought to themselves, well, I can't even get help in this country. I might as well just kill myself, right? It's just very, very upsetting. I'm not going to cry this episode. I got to quit crying so fucking much. But this shit just gets to me, man. See, it's okay when it's me. But if some people I love, I just can't stand that shit. Makes me want to fucking freak out a little bit. I got to keep calm. All right. Anyway. And of course, this is frustrating too, man. Seriously. As Sleeping Giant says, a verified user, also an open white supremacist, absolutely shattering the terms of service and no action taken. Here's Nicholas Booger-Eaton Fuentes, White House doctor, President Buttigieg, I regret to inform you that your husband has just died of AIDS. You have AIDS too, President Buttigieg. That's horrible. Bring me a child to molest and rape. But I literally, my account that took me 10 fucking years to build up was permanently deleted by Twitter because I said the word bitch. Now, what the fuck? This just seems so arbitrary. How they don't enforce the rules against anybody fucking else, but against me, they fucking punish me for nothing. That's so frustrating. God damn it, Twitter. Wish I wasn't so addicted to using you as a platform for my show. And, can't stop watching this. Joe Biden swallowing Pete up hole. Joe Biden's so fucking creepy. What is going on with Joe Biden, dude? I'm glad to see he's tanking in the polls. Pete seems to be tanking too. Let me just show you this shit, and then I'll comment, because good fucking Lord. Why? Why any of this? What is wrong with you kids?
Joe Biden! Yeah, yeah! Joe Biden! Yeah, yeah! Joe Biden! Biden's back! All right!
Like Titus Andromedon says, what is this white nonsense? Because there's 1 or 2 black people in there, or 3 or whatever, but holy shit. Regardless, that's some white nonsense. Cringe to death. No, Joe. No. None of this. 0 of this ever. Nobody likes that. And, then you might have saw this one, where Joe Biden calls, somebody who mildly criticized him a lying dog-faced pony soldier? That's a new one on me. I'm going to add that to my repertoire, but, good Lord, he's weird.
Hi, my name is Madison, and I'm an econ student at Mercer University. And, oh, awesome. So I'm going to be a little bit mean for a second, okay? So, so you're arguably the candidate with the greatest advantage in this race. You've been the vice president. You weren't burdened down by the impeachment trials. So, or in the participation. So how do you explain the performance in Iowa, and why should the voters believe that you can win the national election?
It's a good question. Number one, Iowa's a Democratic caucus. You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. It was a...
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. Okay. That must be something he picked up when he was in the Civil War. I don't know. I don't want to be ageist here, but good Lord, that's some old school shit right there. And I guess that's all I'm going to talk about the Iowa caucus for now. Good to see Bernie surge. Good to see all these other people fall by the wayside. I hope that sticks. Damn, Pete got booed worse than Roman Reigns. I haven't watched the WWF or WWE as it is now called in so long. I know what. Is he isn't he the like cousin of The Rock or something, I think? Good looking guy, but don't know. But boo, Roman Reigns. Parasite is about wealth inequality. Of course they hate it. That's true. But Hollywood seemed to love it. All those incredibly rich millionaires in Hollywood gave it an award. So wondering if they understand what it was about at all. Don't know. Rave Dubin. There is a lot of fragile white feelings that keep telling us that we shouldn't care about Hollywood. I know, right? Well, they want to maintain the status quo. So anybody that has the power to change the status quo, you should shut the fuck up. Don't say that shit. They might take a few dollar bills out of my pocket. Thank you for that. Viking Lair. Thank you, Dusty. No problem, Viking Lair. As always, you guys be sure to check out Viking Lair, sponsor of the show for all your Viking needs. Lots of stuff in the Viking Lair. Click. Do it quicker. There we go. Printed hoodies, products. Let's see what the products are real quick. Click it. My connection is slow. Click it. Do it. Go. So some Viking. Ooh, it's like right off of the show Vikings. Like that show? I like that show. Ivar the Boneless. That motherfucker's bad. All right, we'll get back on that. Thank you, Viking Lair, for sponsoring the show. Next up, Baron Von Noob. Art has no borders. Anti-HW didn't get the memo. I mean, sure, right? They're always one talking about, oh my God, it should be all about the quality, right? Just focus on the quality. It was a quality movie. Now, I didn't like the end of that movie very much. The ending up here. I guess I won't talk about it because we haven't seen it. But the very ending with all the Morse code stuff, I found incredibly far-fetched and unlikely. But, of course, the whole thing was kind of like that, I guess. So you can't really nitpick too much because it was a good movie. But had a little bit of problems suspending my disbelief at the very end. Otherwise, very good movie. Recommend you see it. Funny when some of the most heartless people demand others. I already read that. All right, more super chats, please. Please support the show so I can keep doing the show 2 nights a week if you care about that at all. And you want to see me help out the little animals. Cult of Dusty, do you think wrestling, toxic masculinity? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of toxic masculinity at wrestling, obviously, but that's kind of the whole point, I guess. It's a soap opera for men, so I don't know why they can't just talk their problems out. You know, sit down and have a cup of tea, talk about your feelings. No, you got to resort to fighting. Seems pretty insecure to me, but what do I know? Let's see what else I got up here. Cult of Dusty. I mean, it's extremely good. Both Pete and Biden are in the race, splitting their votes, ruining both their chances. Yep. Hopefully they'll both drop out soon and support Bernie. That would be good to see. He's weird. I assume you mean Biden. Yes, Biden is very weird. Strange fellow. Jordan Peterson has a different kind of crack addiction. Is that like an anal sex joke? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Morse code is real. Yes, I know Morse code is real. I just don't think that... Okay, I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end of the movie, but I don't see what happened at the movie actually happening. Not that any of that would happen, but you know what I'm saying. Seems unlikely. Especially that note at the end was so long. Who's going to sit there and type... Okay, I'm not going to ruin them. Sorry. Can't ruin the movie. But, what is that name? For Bell? FRBE011. I Patreon you, but here's a little more. I thank you. Appreciate that. Every little bit helps. Really appreciate you guys' support. Please consider supporting the show on Patreon. Once again, patreon.com/CODcast. I really need the help because I want to keep doing this 2 shows a week. Maybe the rebranding will help. I don't know. But every bit you guys can do really means a lot. I sure appreciate it. Crack addiction. Yeah, like I didn't know my dad had a crack addiction, man. Like I heard my dad smoke crack. But I didn't realize it was something he was doing a lot. And my dad, had a car wreck when he was young. And so he was on this other medication, and they specifically told him, never do any kind of, crack or cocaine or any of that shit. Don't take hard drugs with this medication, because, you'll die. And my dad was like, I guess just smoking his fucking life away, didn't give a shit. I guess he was just enjoying the crack too much. I personally have never done crack, but it sounds amazing. Apparently, you don't give a shit if you die or not when you do it, so, I think I will avoid that. Need glasses to read my name. I know, right? I had to put those glasses on so I can see that little tiny shit. Usually I can read it if I can make it out what it is, but when it's something strange, I'm like, I gotta take a second look at that shit. Alright, UFC had worse scoring than the Iowa caucuses. Yeah, they had some bad scoring. Apparently the judges weren't even watching the fights, the last UFC. They were just looking at the ground and shit. Joe Rogan was giving them shit about that. And John Jones... I don't know if you saw that. Spoiler alert, he won a close decision. So he has now been undefeated in like his last 18 fights. So you go, John Jones. Hopefully he won't come back on steroids like he always fucking does. Goddamn John Jones. Probably the greatest UFC fighter in history, but dude can't get his shit together. Hey, Dusty, greetings from Oz. Get it? You get it? It's Oz, the TV show. I used to watch that show all the time. Love Oz. A lot of rape in Oz. But other than the rape, great show. Trump will lose against Bernie. I hope so. That would be nice. I smoked crack one time. The high only lasts a few minutes. Don't see how anybody could get addicted to it. Okay, I smoked cocaine a few times, like when I was in Denver. Probably did cocaine maybe 4, maybe 5 times. And yeah, it doesn't last very long. It feels okay, though. It's cool. Makes your mouth numb when you do it. Makes your gums numb when you do it. But yeah, it like wears off really quick. And you're like, what the fuck? Why did I do that? I just go smoke weed, be happier. Crack is the same as powder cocaine. Okay. Well, it's a little bit different, right? It's like mixed with, I don't know, baking soda or something, and you smoke it. So it's totally different, I guess. I'm no expert. Crack is closer to ADHD meds than cocaine. I've done a lot of Adderall, that's for sure. Adderall is pretty cool. I haven't done it in a long time. I haven't done like any hard drugs since I was in Denver. You know, that's been 5 or 6 years ago. I guess I did mushrooms one time. But other than weed, I haven't done any drugs other than mushrooms since I was in Denver. And it's all good. You know, I got my fill of all that shit. Got it out of my system. Weed is definitely better. Definitely my drug of choice. All right, let's continue on with the show. So, Trump gave his State of the Union address, and it was a train wreck, as fucking always. And, of course, Nancy Pelosi had to make a big show. I'm going to tear this speech up. Look at me. I'm really standing up to Trump by tearing paper. And obviously this is just, you know, pageantry. It's just part of the show. And as Walker Bragman says, this is so much better than denying him a $738 billion a year defense budget. I know, right? Why don't you stand up to him when it really matters? Instead of this fake... It's a play they're putting on. Get rid of Nancy Pelosi. Seriously, get rid of them, all of them. Like, fuck these people. Tired of seeing these people play games instead of actually doing real shit. And, but people were mad. They were real mad about her tearing that speech up. An Alabama cop posted on Facebook that she was going to have a roadside bomb put on her car, next to her car, because she tore the speech up. A fucking cop. All right, continue. God damn it. Well, continue without supporting us. Yes, I'm not supporting you, Raw Story. An Alabama cop is apologizing. He should even want to apologize. He should probably go to prison for terroristic threats, don't you think? For a Facebook post where he said the House Majority Leader Nancy Pelosi could be targeted with a roadside bomb for daring to tear up President Trump's State of the Union speech, the Daily Mail reports. Pelosi just ripped up his speech. Geraldine Police Department Assistant Chief Jeff Buckles wrote, roadside bomb on her way home or in any other Democrats. That's a terroristic threat. That's an absolute terroristic fucking threat. Now, where are all the anti-HAWs at? Where are you conservative chuds at? Oh, the right is more violent than the left. Yes, they are. That's what you should be saying if you had any integrity whatsoever. They will be shouting this stuff out every there'd be 100 videos of it if it was a left-wing person saying this about Trump. But just silence. Crickets. Because nope. They live in their own reality where it's a different set of rules completely. I have definitely offended some people with my remarks. You made a terroristic threat. Yeah, that's very offensive. It just rips my heart out that our great country is so divided. You're the one dividing it. You're literally threatening terroristic threats because someone tore up a piece of paper and then saying you're worried about the country being divided. You fucking goddamn dipshit. Good Lord, what is wrong with these fucking people? It's so frustrating. That's America for you, though. This is America, yo. And next up, Charlie Kirk mad about it. Big old head, small face, Charlie Kirk. U.S. Code prohibits the destruction of government records. Nancy Pelosi may have just committed a violation of 18 U.S.C. 2071, Section 2071, when she ripped up President Trump's State of the Union address. This is a violation punishable by up to 3 years in prison. She tore a fucking goddamn piece of paper up. You fucking snowflakes. Oh no, she tore the paper up. How are we ever going to know what he said now? It's lost to history. We'll never know what he said now. Oh, if only somebody would have filmed it and then broadcast it worldwide. If only we had that happen. But no, Nancy Pelosi fucked everything up for all of us for all time. She destroyed history. Oh my God. Fuck these people, shit, they just whine and they cry about everything, which would be fine if they didn't pretend like the left does that instead of them. If they were just honest about it. Yes, we're the snowflakes. Yes, we're whiny little piss babies that cry about everything. Yes, but at least we're owning up to it. You know, maybe then I could respect them a little more. I wouldn't respect them, but a little more. And then, of course, the Medal of Freedom, which is the, I guess, it's the, what is the word I'm looking for? It's the highest civilian honor that can be given to somebody. And basically, it's meaningless now. Not that it wasn't always meaningless. Medals have always been meaningless, in my opinion. You know, you get injured in a war, you lose your arm. Oh, here's a little shiny piece of metal with a ribbon on it. Oh, your loved one died. Here's a medal. I hope that makes up for their life that got taken from them because they were fighting for assholes. But it was already meaningless, but now it's incredibly fucking meaningless. Like, even, I'm obviously never going to get a Medal of Freedom, but I wouldn't even want it now, since they gave it to Rush Limbaugh. So he gave Rush Limbaugh the Medal of Freedom at the State of the Union address. And this is the kind of motherfucker our president is giving the highest civilian honor in the world to.
Here tonight is a special man.
Nigga with an A on the end. Well, I think I can now. Isn't that the point? Because it's not racist. That's the point. I could be talking about a male. I could be a Chinese male. A guy at the laundromat.
Beloved by millions of Americans.
How many of you guys, in your own experience with women, have learned that no means yes if you know how to spot it?
Meanwhile, Al Sharpton goes out the front door. Yes, I spoke a little Negro dialect there. I can do that when I want to. In and out the front door.
He is the greatest fighter and winner that you will ever meet.
They call it sexual objectification, demeaning, not taking women seriously, but it's just the way of the world. Boys chase girls.
Who is the cute kid in the White House? No, that's not the kid. That's the kid.
What does it say about the college co-ed Susan Fluke, who goes before a congressional committee and essentially says that she must be paid to have sex? What does that make her? It makes her a slut, right? Makes her a prostitute. She wants to be paid to have sex.
This is a woman who just wanted government paid for birth control, right? Which actually helps society in many ways. And Rush Limbaugh's calling her a slut and a prostitute simply for that. It's just, holy shit, man. We gave this guy a Medal of fucking Freedom. It's just, it's a parody. It's a parody universe we're living in. There's no way you can convince me otherwise at this point.
If we're going to have to pay for this, then we want something in return, Ms. Fluke. And that would be the videos of all this sex posted online so we can see.
In recognition of all that you have done for our nation.
You're a foreigner. Shut your mouth or get out. And if you come here illegally, you're going to jail.
Political correct society is acting like some giant insult's taking place by calling a bunch of people who are retards.
I've been for trannies for a long time. I said, I don't know if you've heard otherwise. Feminism was established so as to allow unattractive women easier access to the mainstream of society.
It doesn't look like Michelle Obama follows her own dietary advice. I'm trying to say that our First Lady does not project the image of women that you might see on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
There are plenty of lard-ass women in politics, and they get a total pass on it.
Look at this fat motherfucker talking. God damn it. No goddamn self-reflection whatsoever. It's just a sigh. I just got a sigh, right?
The millions of people a day that you speak to and that you inspire.
Here you have a black president trying to destroy a white policeman.
The media has been very desirous that a black quarterback do well. We're interested in black coaches and black quarterbacks doing well. I think there is a little hope invested in McNabb, and he got a lot of credit for the performance of this team that he really didn't deserve.
You put your kids on a school bus, you expect safety, but in Obama's America, the white kids now get beat up with the black kids cheering, yeah, right on, right on, right on. So David Patterson will become the massa. Yes. Who gets to appoint whoever gets to
take Massa's place. So, for the first time in his life, Patterson's going to be a Massa.
I am proud to announce tonight
They have discovered that Obama does have slave blood.
It's preposterous that Caucasians are blamed for slavery when they've done more to end it than any other race. If any race of people should not have guilt about slavery, it's Caucasians. Put it to you this way, the NFL all too often looks like a game between the Bloods and the Crips.
you will be receiving our country's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
The way this can all be worked out, Clyburn's new position, driving Miss Nancy.
In the end, Powell will vote for Obama. There's no doubt of it. The titular head of the Republican Party, the ideal model Republican, will vote for Obama. Melanin is thicker than water, folks.
The salesperson obviously thought that the Oprah couldn't afford the, $38,100 bag. Maybe it's because the Oprah's fat. Well, that's another. How was the Oprah dressed? I mean, she didn't look like the Oprah.
All right, that's enough of that. At least he's dying. At least we can say that, folks. I mean, I hate to root for anybody's death, but die quicker, please. Seriously, we can at least put that stupid Medal of Freedom on your goddamn casket when you're fucking dead. Want to listen to your racist, misogynistic, blowhard, fucking fat face anymore? I don't hate to fat shame him, but since he's fat shaming other people, fuck you, you fat bastard. Literally like fat bastard from the fucking movie. Amazing piece of shit. And, I need 9:25 into the show. And this just shows you, folks, what politics is like. Probably like this everywhere in the world, but especially in this fucking country, how nothing anybody says means anything. It changes from second to second. This is what all the Republicans were saying about Trump before he got elected. And now they're literally in his cult, claiming he's the greatest president ever, except for maybe Mitt Romney, but listen to him.
Dishonesty is Donald Trump's hallmark. This man is a pathological liar.
I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy.
Donald Trump is a delusional narcissist and an orange-faced windbag.
The man is utterly amoral. Donald is a bully, a narcissist.
The most vulgar person. He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot.
A business genius he is not. His promises are as worthless as a degree from Trump University. The bullying, the greed, the showing off, the misogyny.
That he's a jackass.
A speck of dirt is way more qualified to be president.
I think he's unfit for office. We should have basically kicked him out of the party.
Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud.
But now he's president, man. They cannot suck his dick harder. Now he's the greatest thing that's ever existed. Just shows you that these people care nothing about nothing but power. About nothing but their own party. Tribalism. That's what it's 100% about. They will sell their own mother out for any of it. Just shameless, shameless individuals. And it's getting worse, folks. I always wondered, like I talked about this before, I always wondered how Nazi Germany came to be. How any of those people could have stood by and supported Hitler when he did that. I'm not saying Trump is Hitler, but when you watch stuff like this, you start to understand how it happened. Trump is now praising China for murdering drug dealers. Instead of helping people, instead of like helping people get off drugs or legalizing drugs or doing anything to improve the situation, he's literally saying the most authoritarian shit you can possibly imagine. And the same exact people who would have, in the Republican Party, who would have never, ever supported anything like this before, who would have immediately recognized it as evil authoritarianism. Now that Trump says it, they're saying like, maybe that is a good idea. Maybe we should start killing drug dealers.
Saying criminal in China for drugs, by the way, means that's serious. They're getting a maximum penalty, and you know what the maximum penalty is in China for that, and it goes very quickly. It's interesting. Where you have Singapore, they have very little drug problem. Where you have China, they have very little drug problem. States with a very powerful death penalty on drug dealers don't have a drug problem. I don't know that our country is ready for that. But if you look throughout the world, the countries with a powerful death penalty with a fair but quick trial, they have very little, if any, drug problem. That includes China.
But he's pro-life, folks. He's totally fucking pro-life to the moment the baby is born, and then if that baby sells a couple marijuana cigarettes, kill him! This is fascism, folks. Fascism is ultranationalism with an authoritarian leader. This is exactly what we're fighting against. Creeping fascism. Donald Trump argues that we should consider the death penalty for drug offenses based on how authoritarian countries like China deal with the drug war. He's trying to tell us who he is. We all need to start listening. He tells us all the fucking time, but his supporters don't care. They are fascist. Now, they don't understand they're fascist because they don't know what the word fascism means, but they are fascist, and it's very important we continuously tell them. And speaking about how evil this man is, Trump hits Medicaid, food stamps, and push to slash domestic spending, put trillions on the credit card and giving it to the super rich, and now he's cutting $261 billion by 2030, $96 billion next fiscal year. He's cutting food stamps from the most vulnerable and poor in our society. He's cutting Medicare. Exactly what he promised he wouldn't do. They do not give a fuck about you. It's class solidarity. The rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. And if you're rich, you should absolutely vote for Donald Trump. But if you are not ultra rich, if you are not a multimillionaire and you were voting for Donald Trump, you are the dumbest motherfucker in the world. Not only that, you're evil. You're unempathetic and evil because what you're doing is hurting the most vulnerable people in our society. Shame on you. And I don't know if you noticed, but the Trump administration is the first administration, I think in history, at least recent history, who no longer has press conferences. They don't want to answer questions anymore, just like authoritarians don't, just like fascists don't. We don't have to answer your questions. So now his press secretary is going on Fox News and complaining that they don't have an outlet to talk to reporters and answer questions. Press secretary who won't hold press conferences upset that there's no forum in which she can respond to reporters' questions. This is real life, folks.
And it's not that they didn't invite us, it's that they turned us down. We offered up senior White House officials to every Sunday show, and they turned us down and even canceled, your own network canceled me. So not one Sunday show is going to have us on aside from Fox Business.
Well, maybe you should have some press conferences then, you fucking cowards. You can answer all the questions you want to, but no, they want softball interviews where they can just repeat talking points and get national coverage for it. They don't actually want reporters asking them direct, tough questions. Hell no. So, just the least transparent people on earth. I talk about all the time how people on YouTube and stuff should be more transparent. I get pushback. I just don't see the problem with being more transparent. I think transparency is good. What is everybody hiding? And see what they're doing to Mitt Romney. These people claim they're for diversity of ideas. Hey, we don't need real diversity. What about diversity of ideas? That's what's important. We just want to talk about the real issues. Well, Mitt Romney voted for the impeachment of Donald Trump, and they're trying to kick him out of the party now. The cult of Trump is not happy about it. Donald Trump Jr. is calling for the Senate GOP to expel Romney from the conference. Talking about deplatforming. Where you at, conservatives? Where Tim Pool at to talk about this? Where all the rest of them to talk about this, right? This is the #1 news network in America, folks. Look how they're talking about it. Look how crazy this shit is. It's unbelievable.
The most difficult decision you've ever made? Mitt, you're full of it. And since you're such a scholar, did you ever consider the president's constitutional rights that were stripped from him in the Star Chamber, where he was denied the presumption of innocence? The truth is, Mitt, you simply despise Donald Trump. Your jealousy of this man is a constant rage burning within you because you can never rise to the heights that he has. Because guys like you fold like wusses. And you don't have any selflessness or the ability to think about others as Donald Trump has thought about making America first. And by the way, you're an embarrassment. I should know. I said it 4 years ago.
I mean, if this were
the most difficult decision,
if this were North Korea, we would be making fun of this. We'd be like, look at this state-sponsored propaganda network, sucking Kim Jong-un's dick. This is hilarious. How sad this is that they have to live in that. But this is America, folks. This is where we live. It's even worse than these fucking dictatorial countries are. It's just... Help us, Bernie. You're our only hope. Fuck. I wish there was a God so I could pray to him. I know there's not. And another example of this, the president of the CPAC chairman is basically saying Romney can't come to CPAC because we can't guarantee his safety. He's basically admitting that his own party is so violent that anybody that has a different opinion, anybody that dare goes against the cult of Trump, might be physically harmed, so you can't be invited to our party. I don't understand why every goddamn anti-SJW channel who did nothing but fucking talk about liberals for shit that wasn't even close to this is not. I mean, I know why they're not. I know because they've all created these fan bases that are chock fucking full of conservatives and Republicans that they don't want to anger because that's their money. But God damn it, I wish people would hold them more accountable. Wish I was not the only person that had to hold these motherfuckers accountable. Wish more people would fucking stand fucking up to them. Give them shit. Let them know how it is. And, all right, let me stop and check the super chats real quick. Then we'll continue on with the show. What you guys got to say in the super chats? Can you show Biden eating Buttigieg? I did already. I showed that. Thank you for that. Just did my taxes, so here you go. Will you ever do more religious BS? Yes, I'm going to do more religious BS. I always say I'm going to do more, but I'm definitely going to do it. I already have it all queued up. I just got to find the time to do it. I've been trying to get my car fixed. My car broke down, and I'm working on getting it fixed. I made a mistake, though. I paid my neighbor's son as a mechanic, and I was trying to help him out. I think he's living in his van. And so I was trying to help him out, and I didn't have the car part in yet. And so I gave him the money in advance to fix my car, which I shouldn't have done because I thought he needed it. I was just trying to help him out, you know. I was like, I'll just pay you in advance because the part is not in yet. And he kept coming by every day asking me if the part was in. He clearly needed the money, and I was trying to help him. And now that I've already given him the money in advance, he doesn't seem to be that in a hurry to fix the car. So, my bad, but maybe he will. Maybe we'll get that taken care of. And thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, that's all the super chats. Super chats a little light tonight. Please, if you can support the show, please consider doing so I can keep doing this. Much appreciated. Let's check the regular chat. Regular chatty chat. Dusty, love your videos. Hey, thanks, No True Scotsman. My videos love you. All love all the time to all of you. She's so ridiculous. I know, man. It's hard to watch that. It's hard to think that this is what's on our #1 news channel in this country. To think how far our country has fallen, how embarrassing it is to live here now. Just, I wish I didn't have to be a part of it, but I don't really have much of a choice. People are like, just move somewhere else. Like, that's a fucking option. Like, I have the money to move somewhere. Like, there's someone else that wants me. Like, I can just up and leave my family who I take care of. You can't do that. Always pay after the work is done. Yeah, I was just trying to be nice, though. I was trying to help a guy out, help a brother out, you know. But what can you do? I don't know. Call your podcast the Dusty Cast, or the Dusty Cast, or the Cast of Dusty. Okay, I'm not thinking about doing that. Thank you for that. LOL, you paid for a job before it was done. Yeah, I know. Rookie mistake. I don't know. I won't say I have a big heart, but that sounds narcissistic. But I do. I feel for people, and when I think that they need help, I try to help them the best I can. You know, the thing is even if he doesn't ever do the work, you know, he obviously needed help. So whatever. It obviously meant more to him than it did to me. He needed it more than I did. So I don't mind helping people out when I have to. Dusty, love the show. Maybe call it the Smithing Kitties Cast. I was going to call it maybe Social Media and Cats or something, but I don't know. Still working on it. It's a work in progress. The Dusty Planet title. And U-Tree Cobb gave me 333. Thank you. Appreciate that, Yukita. You rock. All right, let's continue on the show. We got another 20 minutes on the show. Oh, super chats, please. Super chats. All right. Get ready to be mad. This is... All right, shut the fuck up for a second. This is disgusting, folks. This is horrible. This is this is what it's like in America still. Anybody's like, racism doesn't exist in this country anymore. This is just a white dude just sitting in class for no reason who starts going on racist tirades. Like, what in the fuck? Now, I know this is going to make you mad, and it should, but the ending is fucking gold. So, wait for it. Wait for it.
This bag is right here.
Oh.
We're gonna need some big time help in this. You guys gotta play me off like I haven't been drinking all day. I've been drinking Bacardi all day, nigga. I fucking hate niggers. I fucking hate niggers. Let it be known. You got any niggers in here? Nope. We're good. I fucking hate niggers. I fucking hate faggots too. How about that?
You gotta get out of here, bro. Come on.
No, it's the perfect combination. I'm trusting you. Good. You're the perfect guy. That's exactly how I wanted it to go. I'm terrible at butthole stuff, so. Anybody? D. Kingery. Don't say my name.
No.
Dylan Kingery.
You don't know who I am, guys.
Yes, we do. We know who you are,
I'm not
motherfucker.
kidding. Fucking bury you. I'm worth like $50 million.
Bury me, motherfucker. Bury me. Bring that shit.
This bag is right here.
Don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. All right, buddy. Grab his backpack.
Hey, we're leaving. Let me grab my backpack. Go get your backpack. Let's go. Get the fuck out.
Here, take it.
Here, take it. It's not my backpack.
Oh, get him out. Get him out.
He's destroying somebody else's laptop in their backpack now.
Hope your laptop was in there, you fucking faggot.
Get out of here, bro.
So what a piece of shit. But wait for it. He got kicked out of school for this, and then the cops got called, and he resisted arrest. He got charged for destruction of property, for destroying that person's backpack and their laptop in there. Here we go. Here come the cops. Yeah, they hog-tied his ass. Yeah. Got him all hog-tied up. You big tough guy now. Look at him. I'm on the cop side in this one. And of course they ask his dad about it. And he's like, he's a good kid. He's a good kid. Sure he is. That kind of ignorance and bigotry is usually learned. So, got kicked out of school. Good to see that. Make that motherfucker famous. I'm sure he'll be on TV this week going, that wasn't me at all. That doesn't represent who I am. I was just drunk. Nope. That represents you, dude. That is you. Now, everybody is worthy of redemption, but you gotta work for it. You gotta want it. You gotta try. So, you better get to stepping, motherfucker. Get to working on it. And, so, perfect segue into this one. This is a Trump supporter. I guess this guy's a fucking actor. I think he was on The Sopranos or something. I don't really know. But this is what old people do when their children stop calling. Listen to this stupid-ass rant from this motherfucker. There's no racism anymore.
To Bernie Sanders and his supporters, God bless all of you. And to all the Americans, we are not a racist society. We are not a racist society. I'll say it again, Bernie. We're not a racist society, and the Democrats have to stop using it. He's saying it in healthcare and everything else. No, it's racism against the white man, all right? Let's be honest, all right? It's racism against the white man, period. That's the racism. My whole life we have been sensitive to brown and black people. I'm an Italian American. I'm considered brown. I'm considered a greaseball, a wop, a dago, okay? I never got any privilege, not one privilege. I was never racist toward brown or black. There may be racism in the nation, but it's not a racist society, okay? All right, there's a certain percentage. What you're trying to do is you're trying to feed into this narrative that America is a racist society. There are much more racist societies around the world. Maybe. Bernie, stop your bullshit. Stop pandering and lying because you want the black and brown vote. And you're pandering to them, making them victims when they're in the greatest country on earth. My family came here from Italy and they were spit on. They were shit on. All right? And they rose up. Now they're all successful. That's for everybody in America. It's not a racist society, whether you're Indian, whether you're black or brown or Hispanic or Czechoslovakian, whatever it is. This is a great country, okay? Stop the shit narrative. All right? You scumbags. Stop your shit narrative, the Democratic Party. All right? Stop it. Tell the people the truth. There are problems, and we keep getting better and better and better. But stop tearing this nation down.
We're getting better and better and better because we're addressing the problems and trying to improve them. Because people are actually speaking out about the racist white supremacist system that has been set up, which absolutely does fucking exist. You know, women with black sounding names have to send out 50% more job resumes. We have so many fucking examples. The number one indicator of life success is how much money your parents start with, and black people on average start with 10 times less inherited wealth than white people. What the fuck are you talking about, motherfucker? Just look, whoever this dude's children are and grandchildren, please call him immediately so this kind of shit doesn't happen anymore. These lonely old motherfuckers. Once again, ageism. I hate ageism, but good lord, it's just embarrassing, dude. I know you probably don't have a lot of jobs now. Your jobs are drying up and you're angry and bitter over that. But, you know, work it out, snowflake. And, oh, yeah, Birds of Prey came out. And it's bombing at the box office, so all the anti-SJWs and conservative chuds are cheering for it. Because we know the reason. It's because it's a film of women who are portrayed to be badasses. And they hate that. Hate it. And there's a lot of reasons, in my opinion, that Birds of Prey is tanking. One of the reasons, I think, is because the trailers for it made it look horrible. Even I predicted it was going to tank. And, you know, I don't have a problem with a bunch of women being badasses in movies. But it looks terrible. I've heard it's actually pretty good. I've heard good reviews about it, but the trailers make it look terrible. And second of all, it's tied to that Suicide Squad movie, which may be the worst superhero movie in the history of mankind. Just fucking awful, which didn't help it. And also, I think probably the fact that it's a bunch of women actually hurts it. You know, we still have a misogynistic society. And yes, a film that has badass female characters, they can succeed. But almost everything has to go perfect for them to succeed. The writing has to be amazing. The acting has to be amazing. The trailer has to be amazing. Everything has to be amazing for them to do well. Whereas, like, movies that star men don't have to hit so many of the check marks to do well. Like, take, for example, the new Bad Boys movie, which was very mediocre, but did fine, right? Because movie with male action stars don't have to try nearly as hard to succeed. So yes, the patriarchy, misogyny probably does play a part in it, but there's a lot of different pieces. But the fact that all these chuds celebrate every time one of these movies go bad, it's just, you know, they need wins so bad because their ideology is so pathetic. They just embrace wins wherever they can take it. And here's Joey Salads, the guy that pissed in his own mouth and ran for Congress. Just as I predicted, most SJW Birds of Prey is doing garbage at the box office. Shout out to all the beta male film critics who said I was going to be wrong. Imagine still using the terms beta and alpha male in 2020. Good fucking lord. And today I learned that anytime a film has women in it, where full cleavage isn't displayed, it's woke SJW. That's what it is. Oh my god, she wasn't a complete slut. Look how horrible it's doing. And here's an example. You go hoping for this, but you end up with this. Yeah. Isn't Margot Roberts her name? Isn't she so hideous? The most beautiful women on the earth. But why was she just completely slutty? Why wasn't she a masturbatory fantasy? Why dress her any other way than where I can go to the theater and masturbate to it? Sort of like I did to Superman 3 when I was 8 years old. I looked that up the other day. I was talking about this in my last show, how I was at Superman. I thought it was Superman 2, but somebody pointed out it was Superman 3. And Superman goes and saves the hot blonde woman on top of the, I don't know if it was a skyscraper or the Statue of Liberty, something, I can't remember. But anyway, and then I very clearly remember going to the bathroom and masturbating about this. And I looked it up, and that movie came out of the theaters when I was 8 years old. And I was like, holy shit, I was masturbating in movie theaters when I was 8 years old. I got problems and issues. God damn it, Dusty. You started your freak early, motherfucker. I surprised even myself, but yep, I agree with Sean the Dragon Trainer. It amazes me how upset dudes get about female superheroes when they're not able to jerk off to them. I know, right? Furious! You could still masturbate to her if you want to. I mean, she is an incredibly beautiful woman. I mean, seriously. And, people making fun of that other meme I just showed you. I hope for this, but I ended up with this. Yep. This is what the comics look like, but, you know, real life just doesn't match that, right? We have this thing called reality we have to go by, and even this guy is not an example of a regular male specimen. This is like the top of the food chain of human male specimens, so just like Margot Roberts are. So, you know, I think maybe you guys should just watch cartoons or something. I don't think you are capable of handling live-action movies anymore. You fucking whiny piss babies. And let me check the chats real quick. Chat. No new super chats. All right. Check the regular chat. Real talk. She also played Tanya Harding. Yeah, she was good in that Tanya Harding movie. I saw that. Definitely a beautiful girl. Can't complain about it. Just like a Brie Larson. They complain about Brie Larson not being hot enough. Brie Larson is hot as shit. What the fuck? Looked great in the Captain Marvel movie. Even the short hair looked amazing, in my opinion. That pic is by Ron Liefeld, and it's a meme of the worst comic art. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I do agree with that. The fact that it's Harley Quinn, the Birds of Prey are an amazing team on their own. I wish they added Harley later after she had her own movie. Yeah, I'm not so sure that Harley Quinn can pull off her own movie. Maybe. I just don't see that as like a main character in a movie, but like I haven't seen it, so maybe she does pull it off. Who knows? As soon as it's on the Pirate Bay, I will watch it and let you guys know what I think. So, all right, continue on with the show. Oh my God, when I got 10 minutes left, I still got a lot of shit to cover. Holy shit, not even gonna get to a lot of this. I was gonna cover Graham Lyman. Graham Lyman, you guys know who that is? I'm gonna run through this real quick. I've covered Graham Lyman on the show before. He was the writer of the show The IT Crowd. I think he wrote another show too, but I don't know what it is. Some UK show that was popular. But anyway, he went public and said he is trying to form a database of psychologists who are gender critical, which basically means that they don't believe in trans people. They don't believe you should be trans. They believe it's they believe that we're trying to force gay people to be trans. And so he wanted to create a database of psychologists and stuff so that parents can send their trans kids to them so they can talk the trans kids out of transitioning, which, you know, there is a word for that. It's conversion therapy. It's exactly what they did to the gay kids, right? Let's send the gay kids to these certain therapists to talk them out of being gay. It's conversion therapy. So anyway, a couple newspapers, one I think Pink News wrote an article pointing out, hey, he's trying to form a database for conversion therapy. And so he threatened to sue them, and they folded immediately. They basically pulled the, let's see, he threatened to sue Essence of Thought as well on this, but they pulled, yeah, here it is. He's bragging about how he got them to pull it down because he threatened to sue them. Okay, my first stage done. Pink News have taken down their defamatory article about me. It was a pretty true article, it seemed like to me. I don't know. Guess they'll be suing me next, but it seemed true. I'm no expert on any of this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Graham Lyman is not trying to make a database for conversion therapy. But anyway, so then he threatened to sue Essence of Thought, who made a video about it. And so Essence of Thought, I guess, is looking for, is looking into maybe doing a GoFundMe to pay his legal bills if Graham does to try to sue him. And Graham says to him, hi there, I have already begun legal proceedings against Pink News for this defamatory accusation. Take this down immediately or I will take appropriate measures. Yeah, it's free speech warriors. Where you at, right? Where you are to attack Graham Lyman for hating on free speech, for trying to shut down differing opinions. Nope, when the right does it, cricket. So anyway, he was on some kind of talk show, and he faced very, very light pushback for his claim that trans activists are basically like Nazis. You know, oh my God, everybody you disagree with is a Nazi. That's what the right says about the left, but they do exactly the same thing. So he completely falls apart under even the most basic of pushback against his stupid claims. So let's watch.
Has stepping in made the debate any better? I mean, a lot of people say that the language you've used, some of the dismissive terms that you've bandied about have actually increased the toxicity of this.
Can you give me an example?
Yes, you can. Yeah, I'll give you several if you want. So, what about comparing people in the trans debate to speaking out against Nazis? I mean, that's pretty extreme.
Well, there's a couple of parallels. One is that at the moment, children are basically being experimented on with puberty blockers. For instance...
Oh, come on, you're not seriously trying to say that children going to the doctor and saying that they're worried about their gender is akin to children being experimented on in Nazi...
Exactly what he said.
I'm afraid I am, because Lupron, which is a drug that's supposed to be meant for end-stage cancer prostate cancer treatment, is being given to young girls. It has never been tested on girls. It has never been tested on women. That's happening to young women.
Look, there's a couple of issues here. One of them is that these are doctors who are doing this, and you don't have any medical training to know about this. But the other is that they are doing it by
Look at him
choice.
shaking.
It is deeply offensive to compare this to Nazi concentration camps.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing it to Nazi concentration camps. That's and also.
Well, that's basically what you said. Was that experimenting on children is what the Nazis did, and what doctors are doing today.
Well, essentially, if you look at the tabs.
He just falls apart. I love how uncomfortable he looks. His legs all jiggling. He's trying to explain that shit away, but you can't explain it away, dude. So his livelihood is drying up. People are associating him with bigotry exactly as they should, because you are a fucking bigot, dude. And so, enjoy your obscurity. You have definitely earned it. Let's see. I may save the rest of this to do... We'll do one more on Graham Lineman, where he's basically... This is him talking about Daily Mail. Daily Mail is far right, openly longing for fascism to take root here and abroad, supported by the Nazis before World War II. No different now, but then when the Daily Mail writes an article about him, well, The Guardian wouldn't have published it. So, yeah, it's fine for me to do an article with him now, even though, yes, I've said before, they're definitely fascists and support fascism. But hey, the Guardian would have published my fucking fascist Nazi bullshit. So, hey, it's fine. This guy will be a member of the intellectual dark web soon. He's going to go full right-wing chud, because that's exactly what happens to these motherfuckers. They go where the money is. They go where the grift takes them. Definitely going to happen. All right, last chance to get in your super chats. I'm just going to skip down to the bottom and do my palate cleansers. I always do palate cleansers at the end of the fucking show because, life is depressing and the show is depressing as fuck oftentimes. And we need some goodness in the world, some wholesomeness to end with. So please get in your super chats for the end of the show. And, her cat sounded like a little kid, didn't it? This is not my fault, folks, but for some reason the universe wanted you guys to see a picture of a grown man having sex with a dinosaur. So, here you go. Here's a grown man having sex with a dinosaur. And once again, folks, this is not my fault. This is the universe that made this happen, so don't blame me. Blame the universe. But you get it. That dinosaur seems into it. Lifting the leg, and dude's got a nice butt and everything. I guess he found the hole, and the dinosaur seems into it. So, I don't know. I guess that's technically bestiality and whatever, but thank you, universe, for that. And apparently bees are writing articles now. I didn't know, but bees love cannabis, and it could help restore bee population. Did a bee write this? I think they might have. I'm with the bees. I just smoked me a little cannabis because it's the end of the show, and I'm like, hey, I can get away with that now. Show's almost over. Let's get high as fuck. Smoke it if you got it, motherfuckers. And next up, I don't know if this is real or not, but it's cute as fuck. I assume it's real. This little dog playing the drum as the dude plays the Star Wars Cantina theme. Once again, no idea if that's real, but I'm going to pretend it is because it makes me feel better about the universe to pretend that is. And the dog is cute as shit, so enjoy. And I agree with this. Look how cute this shit is. This creature has the body language of a drama student pretending to be an animal. And look how cute he is. He's just like, what is that? What are this? What are they? Can I eat that? What are it? Gotta tilt my head. What? Oh my God, what is that? Is it foods? What? Is it a monster? Is it gonna get me? You just cute little shit. Love to see it. Don't eat animals, folks. Don't eat animals. And this little kangaroo getting his belly rub, and I'm here for it all goddamn day long. Look how cute he's like, don't stop. Who told you to stop? Rub that belly. Motherfucker, you my slave now. Get that belly. Get it. And he's like, yes. Yes, that's a fucking spot. Hell yes. That cute little shit. Yeah, get that belly. Get the belly of that boy. Okay. And last up, we're going to finish with some Bill Nye. Bill Nye, the science guy, went viral this week, and he was on the runway. And I don't know what's happening here, but he fucking getting it. Oh, goddamn it. All right, look at it. Get it. Get it, Bill Nye. Get it. Killing it. Don't know what is going on, but I love it. Makes me want to learn some science. King among men, Bill Nye. So anyway, that's all my material. Hope you enjoyed that. Whatever I missed, I will do on the next show, which will be here on Friday. I'll be here before you know it. And I'm planning on sometime this week. I said this last week, and I didn't do it because I'm irresponsible and stupid. But I'm planning on doing a live stream on my Twitch account, which is twitch.tv/Dusty Smith. There's a link to it in the description of this video. Be sure to join me on Twitch. I'm going to be taking calls off my Discord server, which is also available in the Twitch, in the description of this video. So you can click on that, and if you guys have anything to say to me, you can talk to me while I'm doing my live stream. I'll be playing some games. I got a few cool games people donated to me, and you guys can cuss me out, debate me, tell me whatever the fuck you want. I don't run from you. I will take your fucking criticism. So be sure to follow me on Twitch. Gonna be fun as fuck. And no, didn't get any more super chats, but thank you everybody who super chatted me. It was a little light tonight, but what you gonna do? I will do the show as long as I can. That's all I can do, right? Love me some Bill Nye. Hell yeah, sciencey and sexy. Oh yeah, Bill Nye the science guy. Totally, it was a Bush baby. I think it was a Bush baby. I don't think it was a sugar glider, but definitely a cute overload. A lot of fucking cute shit in the world. Amazing. Hells yeah. Amazing as shit. And doggy drums. I wonder if that was real, though. You guys think that was real? Don't know. Thanks for the show, Dusty. I really appreciate what you do on this channel. Hey, I appreciate you guys appreciating it. You know, as long as I can keep doing it, I will keep doing it. Till I'm unable anymore. So, guys, help me out with it. All right. Well, that's the end of my show. As always, be sure to support the new sponsor of the show, Viking Lair, which I will get one of these wallets they're going to send me out. And I'll show you the guys the wallets when I get it. We'll see how it is. So be sure to check them out and support them. And always, please support me on my Patreon, folks. Super Trash will like tonight, so I really need your help. I want to continue doing the show. I think the show is good and fun and important, and people seem to like it. So please help me out so I can keep doing it. Patreon.com/CODcast. There's also lots of ways in the description of the video that you can support the show. Direct tips and merchandise and all that kind of shit. And if you can't afford anything, then be sure to like the video. Be sure to tell your friends about it. Be sure to share it on your Facebooks and Twitters and whatnot. All of your social medias. You know how it works. Be sure to ring the bell. Be sure to leave comments. All of that good stuff. I will see you guys on Friday. Probably won't bring back Commie Potato. Probably won't do that anymore, but who knows? Anything could happen. Love you guys so much. I thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. It's an honor to be able to entertain you and perform for you. See you soon. You guys have a good week. As always, love you dudes. Not everybody. Logic. Bye, guys.